Hi and welcome to ConfigMas Day 11. This is our first part of what we call State of the Union, highlights from 1902 and 1906. I'm Johan.
I'm Amy, and this is my friend Kylo.
You cannot have ConfigMas without dogs.
It's true, you can't.
Hi there. Oh, punch there.
Yeah.
So, let's get right to it. A lot of features to cover. These are our favorite features. We won't cover them all. I'm simply not time.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, one of my... Can I start with two?
Sure.
Yeah. So, one of my absolute favorites, of like year long, the ability to run scripts directly in the sequence without having to create a package. So, if I go over to my little lab, right here, go to a sequence. This one will do for now. Obviously, if you want to add them in the WinP phase, you need to add PowerShell to WinP. But for example, if you want to do it down here, general, run PowerShell script, and instead of putting in a package, enter PowerShell script, import it or paste it in, whatever you do, you can save the output to a variable, and do not forget to set it to bypass unless you really have signed scripts, which very few people actually do, because it's a little bit extra admin work.
So, a little bit extra.
Another thing that I really liked in 1902 was the addition of a health dashboard for the clients. So if I go to monitoring and go to client health dashboard, in my lab I have something you will never ever see in a production environment. Usually you will see like 90-95%, but this is just a good overview for things. So you of course need no more details, but this is a good start, and I hope the team is going to add more stuff to this down the road. And Kylo left. He didn't like health checks. Okay. Yes.
So I am over here purposely borking a script because what I want to show you is that you have the ability to edit scripts now. So I have a crazy, lazy, whatever admin you want to call it, and a crazy, lazy change approver. So the bottom line is I have a script that is most definitely wrong. So what I've done is set it to make sure that it's wrong and it's approved. So now we're going to go back in, edit it again, and you get warned every time you change it that you're going to edit it. But what's interesting here is not only can I edit it, which is super shiny because you used to have to delete these things, you'll see the version number increment as well. So you can see, is stuff changing all the time? You know, like, do we need to check our work? Why is the script changing a lot? Is it because we don't know what we're doing? Things are changing in the environment, whatever. It's really great.
Yeah. And I have it's not really a new feature. It's sort of a sad moment in time.
Oh no.
Yeah. So they dropped support for Linux and Unix. So those of you using these platforms, sorry, you cannot use them to manage them with ConfigMas anymore. So starting with 1902, it's no longer supported. The client is gone. If you need to manage them, you have to use tools like, or solutions like OMS or Azure Management, anything like that. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yep. Let's see. Yes, another warning, sort of.
Okay.
The console setup. Don't forget to include these files in the setup in your packages because, well, it won't work otherwise. So this is a change in 1902. Yes.
Okay. So speaking of warnings and speaking of things in the cloud, a conversation that you and I have a lot about the CMG is that we kind of forget to turn it off because it gets a little bit expensive. You can now, if you go into your CMG settings and go to properties, there is an alerts tab, which is not new, but you can specify the threshold. So if you want to say, by default, when you turn it on, it's 10,000 gigs. So the data itself flowing isn't very expensive. Yeah. It's the infrastructure behind it that is kind of expensive. So let's say I wanted it to be 100 gigs, and then I would tick this box and enable it. So now the service itself will shut off when I've exceeded that threshold. I get a warning when I'm at 50%, which I can choose to act on or ignore. And I get a critical warning at 90%, which I can definitely ignore. And then the service will just shut off when the threshold is reached.
Yep.
So it's great. Turn it on at your own risk, but I think it's super shiny.
All right. With every single ConfigMas release, you will find, well, more or less every release, you will find new management insights. So in 1902 and 1906, there have been more and more changes coming in. So with 1910, of course. But for example, if I go to my collections here, I get some good guidance on my collections. Say, all right, here are collections with a query time over 5 minutes. I shouldn't have many collections with a query time over 5 minutes. So just some good ideas, good baselines, and what you need to look out for. So I like that a lot.
Yeah. So did you know that there have been some changes this year to test sequence media?
Yes.
The creation of test sequence media?
Yes,
so something that I think is really shiny is the ability to take a sequence and all of its applications, dependencies, whatever you want to call it, take everything about a test sequence, including the boot media, and put it into media. So that could be anything that's bootable, and send it out to a location that doesn't have a network connection or good old sneaker net, whatever kind of distribution point, sneaker distribution.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make a joke and it's not working. Well, the bottom line is that
heard you say sequence media and he came down rushing. Yeah.
So this what I'm going to show you applies also for bootable media. But I'm just going to pick standalone media because I like that scenario the best. So if you look down here, you can specify a staging folder and media label, and you say, wait a minute, there was already a staging folder. You'd be right. So it shows the default. I mean, obviously everyone's environment is going to be a little bit different, but it typically goes within the user profile, and sometimes you run out of space.
Yep.
So if you want to put it on your E volume or somewhere else, I don't know, just somewhere else, because you want to be different, you can do that now.
Yep.
You can also add a media label, which is really great because I think that that's a really good way to deal with version control.
Sure.
So the default media label is configuration manager, but maybe I want to call my technicians and say, hey, I'm sending you out one that also says ConfigMas on the media label, so make sure that that's the one that you use this December, and they'll be able to tell right there, oh, there's my label that boss said to use. So
all right,
there you have it.
Yeah. That is cool.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, guys. That's all for now. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be back tomorrow with even more of our favorites. Bye. For now.